Hello students, this is your English teacher and I am going to explain the poem to a Skylark. As the poem is lengthy, I have divided it into three parts. Here I'll explain part 1 of the poem. The poem is written by Percy Bysshe Shelley. We also call him P.B. Shelley or simply Shelley. He was born in 1792 and he died in 1822. He was an English romantic poet, dramatist, essayist and novelist. The poem To a Skylark, as I have already told you, is a lengthy poem with 21 stanzas. And each stanza is of 5 lines. The rhyme scheme of each stanza is A B A B B. There are 105 lines in the poem. Let's start with the explanation of the poem, but before that, I'd like to tell you what Skylark is. As you can see in the picture, Skylark is a small singing bird. And here in the poem, the poet is full of praise for this singing bird. Actually, poet was going somewhere and he listened to the music, to the song of the skylark, and then he wrote this poem, which is all full of praise for the bird. So let's start it. Hail to thee, blessed spirit, bird thou never wert, that from heaven or near it pourest thy full heart in profuse strains of unpremeditated art. The poet is addressing the bird and he calls it a spirit. Spirit means soul. He says, Hail to thee. Here in the poem you will find some words which were used in English in sometimes back. These are the words which are not now in use, like thee, that means you, thou, you. Hail to thee. Hail means welcome. Welcome you. Blessed spirit. Blessed means happy. You are a happy spirit and I welcome you. Bird thou never wert. Wert means were. Thou, you. You were never a bird. That from heaven or near it. You have come from heaven. Heaven is paradise. Either you have come from heaven or near it. Or you live beside heaven. You live somewhere around heaven. Pourest thy full heart in profuse strains of unpremeditated art. As you are singing, strains of music. Profuse strains means abundant music is there. You are singing and there are profuse strains of music, and this music is of unpremeditated art. Unpremeditated means you don't have to think upon this art. This is a natural art, spontaneous art. You have not learned this art of singing. This art you have not learned from somewhere. It is natural to you. And as you are singing, you are pourest thy full heart. You are pouring your heart in your singing. Your singing is so sweet, so melodious that it seems that you have filled your music with the feelings of your heart. Second stanza of the poem. Higher, still higher. From the earth thou springest. Springest means moving, like a cloud of fire. The blue deep thou wingest, and singing still dost soar, and soaring ever singest. The poet is saying, higher, still higher. You are flying higher and higher. From the earth thou springest. You springest, move. You are moving from earth like a cloud of fire. You might have seen burning fire, and when fire burns, there are clouds of fire. Smoke is there. Smoke is cloud of fire. Cloud of fire is moving up and up in the sky. Similarly, the bird is also flying higher and higher. Bird is compared to cloud of fire. So two objects are being compared, bird and cloud of fire, with the word like. So this is known as simile. The poet has compared two objects. So bird is compared to cloud of fire. The blue deep thou wingest. Wingest, wings. You are flying in the blue deep. Blue deep is sky. You are flying in the sky. And singing still dost soar. Dost means does. And as you are soaring, as you are flying, you are singing. And soaring, ever singest. And as you are flying, you are singing. As you are singing, you are flying. So both the actions you are doing at the same time. Next stanza. In the golden lightning of the sunken sun, over which clouds are brightening, thou dost float and run like an unbodied joy whose race is just begun. The poet has given a very beautiful picture of nature. He says, in the golden lightning of the sunken sun. As the sunken sun means setting of the sun. When sun sets, then you might have seen that whole sky is filled with a golden light. There is a golden light all around, over which clouds are brightening. And at that time, if there are clouds in the sky, it seems that clouds have also brightened up. They are also shining. Thou dost float and run. At such a time, you are flying and running like an unbodied joy. Again, like. Bird is compared to unbodied joy. Unbodied, which doesn't have a body. We know soul is not having a body. Spirit is not having a body. So bird is again called spirit. Spirit of joy. You are a spirit of joy. And after having a look at you, it seems that your race is just begun. You have just started your race. You are flying in the sky. Fourth stanza. The pale purple even melts around thy flight like a star of heaven in the broad daylight. Thou art unseen, but yet I hear thy shrill delight. Again, a beautiful scene of nature. The poet says, the pale purple even. Even here means evening. Evening which has turned to be pale. Pale means yellowish in color. Purple, violet color. As it is the time of getting dark, the evening turns to be pale and purple. Melts around thy flight. As you are flying, it seems that the evening is melting around you. As ice melts and turns into water, it seems that evening is melting around you. Like a star of heaven, in the broad daylight, thou art unseen. And you are unseen. You are not visible. I am listening to your music. I am listening to your songs, but I am not able to have a look at you. You are. Art means are. Thou means you. You are not visible to me. Like a star of heaven. Again a comparison of the bird with a star of heaven. Heaven here means sky. As there is a star in sky, it is not seen in the broad daylight. Can we see a star in the broad daylight? In daylight, during daylight, can we see the star? No, it is not visible. Similarly, you are not seen to me, but yet I hear thy shrill delight. But even then, I can listen to your shrill delight, your happiness. Means I am listening to your music. So your music is telling me, your song is telling me that you are around. So students, this is the explanation of first 4 stanzas of the poem that is given in the part 1. For the part 2 and 3 of the explanation, you are to click on the video link that is shared in the description box below. Thank you.